Okay, good morning all. So in the previous class we have discussed about the terminologies. So we have revised it already in the at the starting of this class. So once again, after that we have discussed the accounting definition. Now I'm going to explain each and every point of what is the meaning of recording, how to record, and next then after classification, summarizing, interpreting and analyzing. So let us start. Please keep the heading accounting definition in your books. Accounting definition. Okay, now, accounting definition is already given in the concept book. Once you please check. So we have given accounting definition in the concept book. So please open the page number 6. If you see here, so what is the meaning of accounting? As per ICAA. Previously we have discussed as per AICPA. Okay, as per ICAA means what is the meaning of ICAA? Indian Institute of Chartered Accountants of India. Institute of Chartered Accountants of India. It is an art of recording, classifying, summarizing, analyzing, interpreting, and communicating to the end users. So totally how many steps are there? 6 steps. First one, recording. What is the meaning of recording? Nothing but journal. What is the meaning of classification? Ledger. And what is the meaning of summarizing? Trial balance. And analyzing means how we will analyze based on the profits. We are getting a low profits means how to improve our profits. We are getting a losses means how to overcome from the losses to the profits. And what is the meaning of interpreting? Interpreting means comparing between comparing with the another organization is called in a same stream of line. In a same stream of line. So next, communicating means from whom we will communicate. Already we have discussed. We will communicate to the first management. We will communicate to the management. Next, then after employees of the organization. Next, then after shareholders. Next, government requirement and taxation purposes. So one by one. First, recording. Okay, na? First step is what ma? Recording. So I will explain clearly recording. So in this class we will we should complete the definition in a clear manner. Okay, na? So please keep the first of all heading accounting definition. In that accounting definition, what is the first step? Recording. What is the first one? Recording. So what are the things we have to record in the books of accounts? Transactions and events. We already discussed in the previous class. So we have to record in this stage we have to record the transactions and events. We have to record the transactions and events. So there are the bases, okay na? And how many bases we have to record these transactions and events? What are the bases means? So just a minute. There are totally 4 bases. First one is called as at which basis we have to record. At which basis? What is the meaning of base? Base means nothing but proof. Base means nothing but what ma? Proof. What is the proof of document in order to record the transactions and events? What will be the proof to us? For example, if you make the payment by way of Paytm, what is the proof? There will be a transaction history. There will be a transaction history. In the same way, in the business, we are doing the we are recording the transactions and events. Means for the transactions and events, there will be a proof document called as voucher. Voucher or invoice, we can say. Okay, now. So based on the voucher, we will record the transactions. What is the proof document here? Proof document is nothing but voucher. Proof document is nothing but voucher. Next, how to record? Next one, what ma? How to record? So the transactions and events will be recorded in a entry format. In a entry format, that entry is called as journal entry. How to record? So entry format, entry type. That entry type is nothing but journal. That entry type is nothing but journal. Next, where to record? Next one, what ma? Where to record? Where we will record the transactions and events? Nothing but books. Nothing but book. That book is called as what ma? Day book or journal book, we will call it as. So we will record in a day book or journal. Here write journal entry. So how to record means journal entry format we have to record. Where to record means journal. That book name is called as journal or day book. Next one, when to record? Next one is what ma? When we have to record. Same ma, when we will record? When to record? We will record on a day basis. We will record on a day wise. The day wise is called as a chronological order. What is the order? Chronological order. So this is called as totally recording. This is called as totally what ma? Recording. So first one is called at which basis? Which basis means what are the proof documents? Proof document is called as nothing but what ma? Voucher. For purchase, what is the voucher? Purchase voucher. For sales, sales voucher. Like that. Next one, how to record means journal entry format. Where to record means journal. That book name is called as journal. How to when to record? When to record means on a day wise. That order is called as chronological order. Next, ledgers. Next one what ma? Classification. So recording is already completed. Now we have to put the heading called as classification. What is the meaning of classification? Is nothing but ledger. Is nothing but what ma? Ledger. So we already discussed. Okay now. The total assets in the accounts are divided into how many assets? 4 assets. Expenditure, income, assets and liabilities. So the recorded transactions and events we have to categorize and we have to divide in a which forms? 4 forms. What are the 4 forms? The recorded transactions and events we have to divide it into 4 parts. That 4 parts is called as, what are the 4 parts? First one, expenditure. Next one, incomes. Income is also called as revenue. Next, asset and liabilities. That means what you are saying, only under the heading of expenditure, income, assets and liabilities. These are all called as main parts. Okay, now main division, we can call it as main division. In this expenditure, again we are having what ma subdivisions. What are the subdivisions? For example, salary, rent, like that. Okay, now again we are having the subdivisions. That means what ma, all the recorded journal entries are categorized into a 4 parts. What are the main 4 parts? Expenditure, income, assets and liabilities. This expenditure is again subdivided into 4 parts. For example, first of all, we have collected the student details for at the time of admission. Okay, now student details we have collected. Next, then after we have dividing into a girls and boys. That one is called as what ma, expenditure, income, asset and liabilities. Next, then after the goals can be divided into section wise. Some of the students are coming from 100% English batch. Some of the students are coming from mixed language. So like that we are dividing. First we are dividing in the form of expenditure, income, asset and liabilities. Next we are dividing into this expenditure is again subdivided into how, what ma, already we will know in a chapter called as capital and revenue expenditure. So capital expenditure, revenue expenditure and deferred revenue expenditure. Expenditure again classified into how many types? 3 types. Income is again classified into how many types ma? 2 types. Capital receipt and revenue receipt. My asset is again classified into how many types? 2 types. What are the 2 types? Current assets, non-current assets. Okay, na? This capital receipt and revenue receipt, capital expenditure will be discussed in which chapter? Capital and revenue transactions. Capital expenditure, revenue expenditure and deferred revenue expenditure. Capital receipt, revenue receipt. Next, asset is classified into how many types? 2 types. Current, non-current. Current and non-current. Liability is classified into how many types? Internal, external. Internal and external. Are you getting my point? What is the first step of accounting? Recording. Nothing but what ma? Journal. Next one is called as classifying. All the recorded transactions and events we have to be divided into 4 parts: expenditure, income, asset and liabilities. Okay, now this expenditure and income point of view we will discuss in which chapter ma? Capital and revenue transactions. Will be discussed in capital and revenue transaction chapter. This current asset, non-current asset and internal and external we have already discussed in the previous class. Okay, now this is the main classification. This is called as main classification. Next, then after what ma? Summarizing. Next, then after what ma? What is the meaning of summarizing? Okay, now the total. Summarizing means what ma? Total. Total expenditure is how much Our total income is how much? Why we need to know the total expenditure and income? In order to find out the profit and loss. The summary will be recorded in one place. That place is called as a trial balance. So please keep the heading summarizing. In this stage, what we will do, ma? In this stage, we will summarize the ledger balances. In this stage, we will summarize the ledger balances. So that place is called as what, ma? Trial balance. That place is called as trial balance. What is after trial balance? What we have to do? We have to prepare the final accounts. After trial balance, we have to prepare final accounts. Why will prepare the final accounts? In order to find out two objectives of the accounting. What are the two objectives? Financial result and financial position. Financial result will be known by way of preparation of income statement. Financial position will be known by way of preparation of balance sheet. Okay, guys. So all of you understand or not? Is everything fine? Okay, up to now we have discussed the 3 steps in the accounting. What is the first step of accounting? Recording. What is the meaning of recording? Recording means just we will record the transactions and events. Where we will record? We will record in a journal book in the form of journal entry. What is the meaning of journal entry? We will discuss after discussion of double entry system, no problem. Next one, what ma? When to record? On a daily basis. Okay na? Next then after what ma? Classification. We will classify mainly in 4 parts. What are the 4 parts? Expenditure, income, asset and liabilities. Again, expenditure is divided into how many types? 3 types. Capital expenditure, revenue expenditure and deferred revenue expenditure. Next, income is divided into 2 types. Capital receipt, revenue receipt. Asset is divided into current asset, non-current asset. Liability is divided into internal liability, external liability. Again, we all know current asset is divided into 3 parts. Liquid asset, non-liquid asset and fictitious assets. And non-current asset divided into 3 types. Tangible, intangible and vesting asset. So external liability is again divided into 2 types. What are the 2 types? Long term liability, short term liability. So already we have discussed, so that I have not written, that's all. So this is called as a classification. This is called as what ma? Classing. After that, in order to find out the financial result and financial position, we have to summarize it. We have to summarize. That means what ma? What is the total expenditure? What is the total income? So like that. So that summary will be happen in the form of trial balance. After that, we have to prepare the final accounts in order to find out the result and position of the financial finance. So income statement and the balance sheet. What is the next step of accounting? Analyzing. What is the next step of analyze? This is called as 4th step. This is called as what ma? Fourth step. We will analyze the financial statement. What we will do in this stage? We will analyze. We will analyze the financial statements. Financial statements. In financial statements, what we will analyze? Nothing but financial result. What we will analyze ma? Financial result and financial position. So financial result is nothing but performance. Financial result is nothing but what ma? Performance. So either we are getting the profit or either we are getting a loss. So like that. So we will, what we will do? We will analyze the 2 points. What are the 2 points ma? Financial performance and financial position. What is the financial performance? Either we are getting profit or loss. Either we are getting profit or loss. There is a concept called as going concern concept. There is a concept called as what ma? Going concern. Here we will perform. Okay, based on financial performance, we will analyze the whether the condition is satisfying or not. What is that condition? Going concern. Whether the organization can run in the future or not will be decided by way of financial performance. So here we will analyze basically called what ma? Going concern concept. Going concern concept. What is the meaning of going concern concept? Business may go forever in a foreseeable future. What is the meaning of foreseeable future? Business will be existence in the next year also and the upcoming 12 months. These 12 months will we have to see only at the time of preparation of financial statements. That means at the end of the year, at the beginning of the year, at the end of the year. At that point of time, we will analyze whether the organization can run for the next year also. That next year is called as foreseeable future. Next, financial position means we are having the 2 positions. What are the 2 positions? Solvent position, insolvent position. Solvent position and insolvent position. What is the meaning of solvent position? Solvent position means by way of selling the assets of the organization, we can fulfill the liabilities. Whether we can fulfill or not. We are fulfilling means we are in a solvent position. That means in a good position. We are not fulfilling means we are in a insolvent position. That means what ma? The realizable value of assets are greater than liabilities. Then it is called as a solvent position. The realizable value of assets are less than liabilities. Then it is called as a insolvent position. Normally we will call in the outside we will call it as somebody they have insolvent means we will call it as that person IP. IP means insolvent position. Okay na. So what is the meaning of solvent position? Realizable value of assets are greater than what ma? Liabilities. Next, what is the meaning of insolvent position? Realizable value of assets less than symbol. Do you identify or not? Same like L will be there. Liabilities. Realizable value of assets are greater than liabilities means solvent position. Realizable value of assets are less than liabilities means insolvent position. You are getting my point or not? Realizable means nothing but if we sold the assets in the market, that value is called as nothing but market value. Nothing but what market. For example, immediately if we sold the camera means we will get the 10,000. The 10,000 is called as what market value. That market value is called as a realizable value. We should not compare the book value. What is the meaning of book value, sir? The amount we have recorded in the books is called as a book value. We should not compare with the book value. We should compare with the market value. That market value is called as a realizable value. So this is called as analyzing. This is called as what analyzing. So totally we have discussed the 4 steps. First one recording, second one classifying, third one summarizing, fourth one analyzing. We will analyze the financial performance whether the going concern concept is following or not. Next, financial position means solvent or insolvent position. Okay. Next one. This solvent or insolvent position we will find out by way of preparation of balance sheet. Performance will be find out by way of preparation of income statement. Nothing but what is the meaning of income statement? Profit and loss account. Okay na. Next, interpretation. Next one what interpretation. What is the meaning of interpretation? Comparing with the another organization. Next, then after these financial statements are useful to the end users. Okay na. These are all the things you will know. So no need to write this. Write the 2 steps. Okay now totally we are having how many steps? 6 steps. Okay now first step is recording, classifying, summarizing, analyzing, interpreting, and next communicating to the end users. This is the definition given by whom? ICAI. But the best definition given by whom? AICPA, American Institute of Certified Public Accountants. But we have to use the ICAI definition because that ICAI is called as sister to us. That means ICMA and ICAI are brother and sister like that. So we have to use only ICAI definition. But the best definition is given by AICPA because in that definition we are having the clear information about the double entry system, money measurement concept. Those all the things are included in the AICPA definition. But in our exams they will not ask about the definition of the accounts, but they will ask about the in the MCQ. There will be a famous MCQ in CMA Foundation. Accounting is a dash. Okay, now they will give the options: science, arts, social, cultural. We have to keep the answer art. In the famous MCQ, sometimes we will get in a first MCQ of question paper also. Okay, now. So further things it will be useful. That's all. Okay, now. So in this class we have completed the accounting definition. Next what we have to discuss, So we are having some more concept. In today's class, we have to complete the terminologies concept. Okay, now tomorrow onwards we can discuss about the double entry system. So please open the concept book. Okay, definition was completed. Next one is called as what accounting system. What is the meaning of accounting system? Okay, now. So now I have to discuss about the accounting system. What is the meaning of accounting system? Okay now. So focus here. Okay now. Focus here only. So the manner to record the transactions and events. What is the meaning of manner? How to record? How to record? I have already discussed it. Okay now. In the recording there are 4 concepts. How to record means entry format. That entry is called as journal entry. Where to record means journal book. Where to record means journal. When to record means daily basis. In that we are going to discuss about what manner. Manner means how to record. How to record means there are types of accounting systems. How many types of accounting systems are there? 2 types. Single entry system, double entry system. Okay, now before going to discuss this manner, in the transaction we are having the at least 2 assets. In each and every transaction or event we are having how many assets? 2 assets. First one is called as debit asset and second one is called as credit asset. What is the meaning of debit, credit? These all the things will be known in the next class. But as of now, please be remember, in each and every transaction we are having the 2 assets. One asset is called as debit asset, another asset is called as credit asset. Okay, now in the same way, here the manner, how many types of manners are there? two manner. What is the meaning of manner? How to record the transaction and event. So how we have to record? In a journal entry format. In a journal entry format. In order to record the journal entry format, the single entry system is not useful to us. Then which system will be useful to us? Double entry system will be useful to us. Why, sir? In the single entry we will record either debit asset or credit asset. But in the double entry system we will record both the debit asset and credit asset. What is the meaning of debit and credit? We will discuss in the next class. Okay now. So this is the manner. Okay now. Manner means how to record. How many systems are there to us? Two system. Single entry system and double entry system. So only one asset should be recorded in the books of accounts, which may be either debit or credit. Mostly here the account will be their personal accounts. Mostly what ma? Personal. That means if you observe our parents, okay na, they will do the small businesses, okay na. In that they will maintain one book, okay na, they will maintain one book for the credit transactions, okay na. They will record the personal names, they will record the person from particular person. For example, from Teju I have to receive this much amount, from Likita I have to receive this much amount. That means they will record only the person names or expenditure, person names, okay na. So that they will that kind of recording is called as single entry system. That kind of recording is called as single entry system. That means only what ma? Only personal account in nature of transactions will be recorded. What is the personal account? I will discuss in the next class. Okay na? So single entry system is there and double entry system will be there. What is the meaning of double entry system? Complete the transaction should be recorded in the books of accounts. That means debit asset will be recorded, credit asset will be recorded. That means all the personal, real and nominal account nature of transactions will be recorded in this double entry system. So totally we are having three types of accounts: real account, nominal account and personal account. These three type of accounts will be recorded in double entry system. In the double entry system we will record debit asset and the credit asset. I think you are getting my point. First of all, I have discussed the terminologies. I have completed the terminologies. In the terminologies, mainly focus should be on what are the types of assets, types of liabilities. After that, we have came to the discount. What is the meaning of discount? Next, I have came to the transaction. What is the meaning of transaction and event? Because we have to record the transactions and events in the books of accounts. After that, we discovered the accounting definition. We discussed the two definitions. Which definition is most valuable? AICPA is the valuable, but they will not ask this kind of theory format questions in the examination. They will ask only the MCQ. For the MCQ purpose, these all the things will be useful to us. From the basics, we will get at least 5 MCQs out of 15 MCQs. Okay, now that means 10 marks will come from the basics itself. Okay, now. So after this, I have discussed the accounting system. What is the meaning of accounting system? How to record the transactions and events. We already discussed in entry format. For that, the double entry system only useful to us. Next, methods. What is the meaning of methods? Method means what ma? For example, we have to follow single entry or double entry. Double entry. In that double entry also, how we have to maintain the books of accounts. In the double entry also, how we have to maintain the books of accounts. So in that, we are having the three methods. What is the first method? Cash basis, accrual basis, hybrid basis. First, cash basis. What is the meaning of cash basis, sir? Whether involvement of cash is there means we have to record. Otherwise, we should not record. That means what ma? At the time of discussion of the transaction, there are how many types of transactions are there? Two types. First one, business transaction and personal transaction. Okay, na? Remember that one. So I will open once again. See this tabular format or this flow chart. So personal transactions are there, business transactions are there. Yes or no ma? Yes. But the personal transaction will not be recorded in the books of accounts. But the business transactions will be recorded, but should be in monetary or non-monetary. Monetary only, because set by the money measurement concept. In this monetary, cash transactions will be there and credit transactions will be there. So in the cash basis, we will record only the cash transaction. In the cash basis, we will record only the cash transaction. In the accrual basis, we will record the cash transactions and credit transactions, but related to the current year. Related to the, what is the meaning of current year? We may follow the financial year or calendar year. Whether it is related to current year means we will record, otherwise we will not record. So for that we have to take the examples. Okay, now that examples we can discuss in the next class. As of now, please be remember, manner we have discussed. What is the meaning of manner? Means how to record. How to record means double entry system. In the double entry system, how to maintain the books of accounts means we are having the three methods. First method is called as cash basis. That means what ma? Only the cash involvement, cash transactions will be recorded is called as a cash basis. What is the meaning of accrual basis? We will record the cash transaction and credit transactions, but the transaction should be related to current year and next year. Current year. Current year means we will record, otherwise we will not record. That means we will not record means what ma? We will show the bifurcation. We will show the bifurcation. For example, rent will be there. For example, what ma? Rent. Per month we are paying the rent of rupees 10,000. Per month how much amount we are paying? 10,000. That means per annum means how much ma? Into 12 means 1,20,000. In that we have paid only 1 lakh in the current year. In that how much amount we have paid? We have paid only 1 lakh. That means 1 lakh, this 1,20,000 is related to current year and next year. This 1,20,000 is related to current year only. But we have paid only how much? 1 lakh. We have paid only how much? 1 lakh. This 1 lakh only we should consider as expenditure, because we have paid only how much? 1 lakh. But remaining 20,000, this remaining 20,000 will be treated as liability, because we have paid a payable. But we need to show the differentiation. In the cash basis, we will record only 1 lakh. In the cash basis, we will record only 1 lakh. In the accrual basis, we will record 1 lakh and 20,000. Why ma? Paid also recorded, payable also recorded. This 20,000 is called as outstanding rent. This 20,000 is called as outstanding rent. And then that means what ma? Paid amount will be recorded as rent. Paid amount will be recorded as rent. While recording, we will write it as rent. Then payable amount will be recorded as outstanding rent, because whether we have paid or not paid, we should consider in the accrual basis related to current year. Okay, now this both are related to current year and next year. These both are related to current year. That also we are showing the bifurcation, because 1 lakh is called as a cash transaction, 20,000 is called as a credit transaction. If you maintain like this, means we are maintaining the books of accounts in the form of accrual basis. Okay, now, are you getting my point or not? This is the most important, accrual basis. Okay, now next comes in the picture is called as hybrid basis. Next one is called as what ma? Hybrid. Hybrid basis means what? We are maintaining the books of accounts by way of applying the two methods. What are the two methods? Cash basis and accrual basis. So please read here once. The transactions will be recorded in the books of accounts only when there is involvement of cash. That means only cash transactions will be recorded here. In accrual basis, what ma? The transactions will be recorded in the books of accounts only when there is a related to current year, irrespective of involvement of cash or not. That means we will record the cash transaction, we will record the credit transaction, but must be related to the current year. Next one is called as what ma? Hybrid basis. It is a combination of cash as well as accrual basis of accounting. So normally the cash basis will be followed in joint venture business. In which business ma? Joint. What is the meaning of joint venture, sir? Joint venture means, for example, nowadays we are seeing the projects. Okay, na? So the most famous project will not be completed forever in Andhra Pradesh is called as Polavaram project. Will not be completed. Okay, na? Till now 20 years have completed. Okay, now 20 years before the project have been started, but till now the project has not been completed. For that project, okay, now we need what ma? Construction companies. For that project we need what ma? Construction companies. So let me think, there is a construction company and B construction companies. These both the construction companies are come together for completion of that project. They will work together only for this project only for the Polavaram project. After completion of that Polavaram project, they will divide and they will separate and they will do their works separately only. Only for the particular purpose they will come together. After completion of that particular purpose, they will separate and they will do their businesses. Okay, now this is not a partnership. This is not a partnership. They are joining for only for the particular purpose. If the particular purpose is completed, they will remove the partnership. That kind of business is called as joint venture business. In the joint venture business, they will follow the cash basis. Why? Temporary purpose or permanent? Temporary. Temporary means mostly there will be only 1 year. Temporary means mostly there will be how many years? 1 year. That means only related to current year will be recorded, related to next year, related to current year. That two cash basis, so that they will follow which type of accounting? Cash basis of accounting. Next, accrual basis means where we will follow? Except the joint venture and the banking, we will follow the all the type of, that means what ma BCCA we will follow what ma accrual basis. Okay, na? Banking, in the banking company they will follow the hybrid basis. In the bank company they will follow hybrid. For the receipts they will follow the, for the receipt they will follow the cash basis. For the expenditure they will follow the accrual basis. Receipts for cash, expenditure for accrual. Okay, na? So this is the overall meaning of what ma methods. First one, manner means how to record. Methods means how to maintain the books of accounts. Manner means how to record the books of accounts. Okay, na? Methods means how to maintain the books of accounts. Next one is called as bookkeeping. These all the things is not necessary. Next we have to discuss the double entry system in the next class. The 45 minutes are completed. So this is how we have completed the today's class. Okay, now is there any doubts of the today's section? No. Till now we have completed the normal, much more basics. From tomorrow onwards we can enter into the journal entries. Okay, now after that I will say one sum in journal. For that sum only I will teach the ledger. I will not going to say how to prepare the ledgers, all the things. I will teach how to write the journal entries. Okay, na? Because that is the basic point. With that journal entries, all the guys will know the how to prepare the ledgers is easiest one. Ledger to trial balance. After that, I will teach the subsidiary books. Subsidiary books to ledgers, ledgers to trial balance. This is how, if you complete the first chapter means, okay, na? You will get to know about my teaching also. Okay, na? You will, that means here in accounting there is a problem called as each teacher will separate, there will be a own style. Okay, na? Some of the teachers will follow the traditional approach, some of the teachers will follow the modern approach. Okay, na? If I teach the journal entries in my own way means, okay, na? You will also follow in that way only. Then they will you can interact me in a simple manner. Okay, now so that only I am teaching once again what journal entries. But there are some guys from the direct entry also. For those also it will be useful. Okay, now just bear for 1 week. That means up to February 1st. Okay, now from the February 1st onwards we'll continue the sections in a normal manner only. Okay, now is there any doubts? Okay, now because from these basics we'll get how many MCQs? 5 MCQs. So there is a lot of difference, I think so. Okay, now what we have learned before and now what we are learning now, there is a difference or not? Especially I am asking to both of these guys. There is a difference? There is any difference? There is no difference, huh? All the things you have learned before only, huh? Terminology is known. You have known about the methods, accrual basis, cash basis, hybrid basis. Now only you have learned. Vesting assets, now only. Okay, thank you. Is there any doubts up to here? Okay. From after completion of journal entries, daily I will give 5 journal entries. For the journal entries, you have to write the journal entries, ledgers, and trial balance. If you practice at least 30 days like this means, you will get the accounts easily only. Account is a, in my language I will say accounts is a bacha subject from financial accounting paper number 6, because we are having the basics. From that basics we are getting 40 marks, nearly 40 marks. So another 30 marks we can get easily. That means easily 70 plus marks we can gain from the financial accounting. If you trust me, you will get the 70 plus in one subject means overall aggregate in that group, easily we can get how many marks? 200. Okay, now 40 plus 40 plus 40, how much? 40 plus 40 plus 40, 3 40s, 120. If you get the 80 marks in accounts, the group will be completed. So like that, in each group, there should be a one key subject. Okay, now some outsiders they will say 2 key subjects are no. If you get the 2 exemptions means easily we can get the aggregate, or otherwise 1 key subject means easily you can get the aggregate. Key in that key subject, how many marks you should get? 80 marks, not 60, 80. If you get the 80 in one subject, easily you have to pass in another subjects only. That's all. 80 plus 40 plus 40 plus 40, how much? 200. Okay, na? Okay. Like that, you have to keep the key subject, or otherwise you have to be thorough with 2 subjects. Okay, now how the paper comes is not necessary. You should get compulsory exemption in that paper. Are you getting my point or not? Okay, now in CMA nowadays they are giving the difficulty of the paper have been increased. Difficulty of the paper is increased. Why? Because because there is a indirect code comes into the picture. Indirect code, not indirect taxation, indirect code. Because of that direct tax code. Because of that direct tax code, we are getting one more responsibility. Additional responsibility is called as tax audit. We can also do the tax audit. That means our responsibilities are increasing or decreasing? Increasing. CMA can do the tax audit also. So that the difficulty level of paper is also increasing or decreasing? Increasing. So we have to be thorough with the subject. Then only we will pass. Otherwise you cannot pass. So please be very confident. First you should be the confident. Then only you will get the subject. Otherwise you will not get the subject. Okay, now trust yourself first of all. Okay, now please write the code. All is well. There is a code, I think so. Okay. Thank you. Have a nice day. I will see you in the next class.